So first of all, if well, I'm not gonna say if you, most people, chances are that you probably watched the Liverpool game, and to be honest, as a Man United fan, watching a game between Liverpool and Manchester City at Anfield, mind you, a game which is supposed to be like a huge decider in the title race. As a Man United fan, watching those two teams who have, in quote, dominated the Premier League like over the past few years, I feel happy per se. I feel happy because with all the quality on show, it was a shit game. I have to be honest with you. It was a boring ass game. And I know that the ending had a bit of like, flair to it, but it was boring. And even with all that talent, it tells you something. You know, personally, I'm a big believer that we signed better than City, and we even signed better than Liverpool. Well, bar Ekatike, to be fair, because what a player he is. But I think we signed better than City. They just had better managers than we did. And I think that is what is missing for us as Man United fans or Man United as a team. If we're able to get that finishing touch, like a manager who is able to not overcomplicate the original plan that he has for the team, then we're right there. So watching that, it was so satisfying as a Man United fan to see that we could actually challenge these people. We could actually, play to the best of our abilities and match these people, unlike in the past few years. So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm incredibly happy. I mean, I saw Salah, who, to be very honest, I really, really think he should have went to Saudi. I think Salah should have taken that offer. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were offering him 1.5 million a week without tax at the time, and he rejected it to stay at Liverpool. I think he's probably looking back at that and he's thinking, why did I do that? Because I not to tarnish whatever he's accomplished, but to be very honest, it just seems like he's playing in like rewind, like in the VHS, old VHS, like, machines and stuff like that. It's like it's more rewind ish as opposed to like fast forward. Salah had pace. Salah had what it took, but it's just and that free kick that he had kind of like summed it up. To be fair, it was horrendous. It was terrible. And for players like Semenyo, why? I mean, you could understand why Semenyo would go to City, career wise. I mean, it's better, to go to City for you. But like you heard it here first. I'm going to give you an unpopular. I think Semenyo, and I don't mean this in a bad way because he's a brother, so I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think he's going to have a Jack Grealish type of career, to be fair, because I look at the guy, he has massive amount of talent. And I think he needed to go to a team where he would have been like the top guy, where he would have been like the top gun. But like he's gone to a place where he's just another squad player, which which is good and fine because you're contributing to the success of the team. But eventually, it gets to a point where a squad player gets replaced by another squad player. You get injured and then you're just another number on the team sheet, which has to get replaced by another person who has had a great run at a small club as well. So I think if he's not careful, because I was watching that, it didn't look like he had any particular influence on that game. If you watched Bournemouth when he was there, I mean, nothing would go through without Semenyo having a hand in it. But like right now, it just thought. I mean, they won, but it just seemed all a bit passive, to be fair. But oh well, I do wish him the best in his career. But to be honest, looking at that game and what does this game like mean for the title race? First of all, it means that City are not out of it. You know, it means, excuse me, I think it means that City are not out of it. Ever, you cannot ever imagine that Man City would be out of like a title race. I mean, no, they haven't given us any evidence to suggest that they are capable of dropping out of a title race. Every time they've been in a title race, they've managed to find a way to edge it, in the end. So yeah, I think, but to be honest, I think this might really be Arsenal's year. I think you cannot discount City. You cannot say that, I mean, it's a one horse race. But then at the same time, I think City do not. I've seen, like, I've watched Man City over and over and over this season, and I'm not convinced. One of the games that they've won and dominated, it just doesn't feel like City for some reason. It doesn't feel like them. It doesn't feel like they've got. It doesn't feel like they've got that thing that used to make them who they are. And I just think that because of that, I mean, I want Arsenal to stumble so much because, I mean, Arsenal fans are insufferable. But at the same time, it's like the truth is that this might actually be their year, because I don't think City has what it takes to catch them. But then this might change if Arsenal play the next game and draw or lose and City win, and this is all finished, you know. But yeah, I think it just opens everything. It just opens everything up, and I think now if Villa can buckle up, they're in there. That's not true. I don't think Villa are in there. To be fair, I think this is between City and Arsenal. I think numerically, yes, every other person might still be in the race, but to be fair, it's just between Arsenal and City. Man United, Arsenal, sorry, Man United, Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, let's just try again next season. It's not for us unless those two teams do like a massive shocker. That's the only way, you know. But yeah, I just believe that it's just kind of blew wide open again. But yeah, one game after the other, and we'll see. But it was not for the level that we were expecting, for the level that we were all expecting, not just me. It was not a good game. We have to be honest with each other. It was not. I mean, in the end, and what the I'm not gonna swear. What? How is that? How was that last goal disallowed? Like, I lose my head with VAR every single time because it makes absolutely no sense. So Soboslai did the first because Haaland had beat Soboslai for pace. Haaland had beat Soboslai for pace. So that ball was Haaland's. He should have scored that. Soboslai pulls him back, and I know they sent Soboslai off, but it takes away from the fun of the game. It takes away from the joy, watching that. That might have been the highlight. I mean, Haaland scored a penalty, which was probably going to win the game anyway. But I think that was the highlight of the game. That was what should have carried, that was what should have been in like highlights and stuff like that. But now you're ruining it. You're ruining it. It's ruined because you have to follow the rules. You're ruining it. I'm not a fan of VR. Even when it has gone for us, I am not a fan of VR. I think football needs a more free approach to it as opposed to like a very, very strict, must follow the rule type of approach. So yeah, but all the same, terrible game. Not a very good game. Not a very good game. It kind of gives you hope as a Man United fan watching those two teams and knowing that you could play them any day of the week and you would not be scared of being, battered. So yeah, see you on the next one.